Hello everyone. This is the video covering the quarterfinals of the FIFA World Cup, and we're gonna go into the standing, well not the standings, but like the matchups and then the map as always. Finally back from my trip. Um, went to Houston for DreamCon for like the past 4 days, and so I came back this morning, and it was a pretty busy weekend. I only got to watch like half of the France and Morocco game, because that was like when I got there, and um, so I don't really like. Well, I got there in the morning, and I started watching it during the. Actually, I'm not lie. I watched a good amount of the game. Because I was like I was at the mall because I couldn't check into the Airbnb until like 4, and so um, yeah. I did. I was just at the mall and I was watching the game a little bit there, and I went back to the. I am going to Airbnb and finishing the game there. Spain and Belgium. I only got to see like the latter half of the game. Um, I was at DreamCon and I was like, kind of like trying to do like enjoy it, without like having to watch the game. But I tuned in for like a little bit, and then um, England and Norway, I did end up seeing that game because they had a watch party at DreamCon, so I was able to watch that one. And I was not able to tune in at all for the Switzerland and Argentina game. I feel like I haven't really watched any Argentina games. I watched like maybe two out of the whole tournament. But this one is because there was a charity basketball event for DreamCon, and so I went to that, and that just happened to take place at the same time. But yeah, pretty. I feel like for me it's pretty disappointing round because Norway lost. I was really hoping for Norway to win, but other than that, I mean, I think teams that we expected to win won, so it was pretty like on base, not on base, but like on particular basis, like what we expected. But yeah, let's move on to the matchups, individual matchups. Okay. And so this is the bracket so far. We're all moving on to the semifinals. It's already that time of the tournament where there's 4 games left. In fact, there's only like 3 videos, including this one, left. There's this one covering the quarterfinals, and then the one covering the semifinals, and the one covering the finals. So after this, only 2 more episodes, and there's only like 4 games left. Yeah. When I finish this series, I'm gonna announce another one. So stay tuned for that. Um, it probably won't be anything like this because one, there's no playoffs or anything coming up soon, except for MLB. But um, I mean, if you guys want an MLB one, I can do an MLB one. But I feel like that one's pretty simple, just the logo and their either their primary or their secondary color. But we'll talk about that later. But yeah, France and Morocco. It was close until like the latter half of the game. I think both of France's goals came in the second game. That's cool. I never know it did that. Like at the bracket thing. That's it. But yeah, Morocco. I mean, I expected I expected them to lose. So they played a good tournament, but they're playing France in the quarterfinals. You gotta play like with no mistakes and way better than your opponent does. And honestly, that's really difficult, especially when it's France. So yeah, that one makes sense. So not much opinions on that one. I feel like it went just as I thought. Um, Spain versus Belgium. I'm surprised Belgium even scored. If I'm being honest, I mean, like no knock on Belgium. Like yeah, they've turned it around like in the latter half of the tournament, but Spain up to this point has not allowed a single goal, and they scored it I think towards the end of the first half. Um, and then Belgium was actually putting up a pretty good fight up until the end where where Spain scored the last second goal. Um, And so this game could have went out of the way, I feel like. But I'm going Spain's way. But if Belgium would have won, that would have been probably like one of the biggest upsets so far. I want to say the biggest, but like up there, because I feel like everyone is expecting Spain to at least make it to the semis. But yeah, so that'll be France and Spain going against each other in the semifinals. It's gonna be a good game. Honestly, should be the finals matchup, in my opinion. But sadly, one of those teams are gonna be at the fighting. One of those teams are gonna have to fight for third, which is kind of insane. But yeah, Norway versus England. Oh, this game pissed me off. Oh my god. This game actually made me so mad. Like, I feel like Norway should have won, but England just kept flopping and flopping. It was actually ridiculous just the way they flopped. It was like, Anthony Gordon, dude just pisses me off. And I'm mostly saying that because of the whole Mexico game. Like, he's the same guy, and he just kept doing the same old shenanigans this game too, where he just like was just throwing himself, and even Harry Kane too. Like, bro, like they were just fighting for whistles, and like they don't even play the game. They would just fall on the floor and just wait like for the refs to do something, and they wouldn't even do anything. So I'm like, bro, that's just a frustrating way to play, and it's just a super annoying. Cause like, I get what you're trying to do, but it's like, bro, you just gotta play the game. You know, if you're not like, that's what I hate about football sometimes. It's just the flopping. You know, I get it's part of the game, but trying to sell contact, but it gets to a point. It does get to a point. England just kept flopping. Every 5 seconds they just flopped. And so that game was super annoying. You know, I was going for Norway. I could say I was going because of that, but like, they didn't even play good. They played a much better game against Mexico. I feel like that was more entertaining. But like this game, it was just flop after flop after flop after flop, and they ended up winning in extra time. But Norway, yeah, dude. I mean, I know you guys seen it online and everything else. I'm not gonna harp on it too much, but they should have just passed Holland the ball more. If they passed ball in the ball more, they probably would have scored more goals. Like I said in the last video, once you feel Holland has the ball, you can just like you feel like something's gonna happen, and he barely touched the ball this whole game. Like maybe like I don't even remember, but like it was probably like 5 touches or even maybe 4. He rarely touched the ball because these guys were just not passing it to him. Like number 20 on Norway, bro, just kept taking random ass shots and just like not even like. I'm not saying like always pass the ball to Holland. I know he's not your only player, but like if you're gonna shoot it, just shoot a good goal. Don't set it like, don't like set it sailing like 50 feet above the goal post. You know, it's just ridiculous. And then everyone knows about Sorloth. He should not be playing next time around. If Norway qualifies, he should not be playing. I do not care. Put a young guy in there. It does not matter. This guy actually sold the team. I mean, Holland. Say all what you want about Holland. Saying like, oh, he didn't do nothing this game. Well, yeah, because no one passed him the ball. You guys are forgetting that he's a striker. He's not like a winger. He's not a midfielder. He has to have the ball in order to do damage. He's a striker. You're supposed to pass. His whole position is to get past the ball so he can score. That's his whole job. And he wasn't able to do his whole job the whole game because his teammates were either playing too incompetently or just playing too selfish. I say number 20 was just being incompetent. He could just kept shooting goals randomly. Don't know why. Sorloth was just being selfish and trying to take the spotlight for himself, and clearly it didn't work. I think it was a detriment of their team. You know, I could blame the flops all day, but the real detriment was Norway just not playing as a team. They were just playing for themselves. But yeah, no, that game actually made me mad. the fact that we were late to the the charity basketball event because of that game, because it went to extra time, made me so mad because it was just not a fun game to watch, honestly. But from all the selfish antics to the flopping antics from England, yeah, no, it was not fun. But it is what it is. Congratulations to England to moving on to the semifinals. I think England has a good chance of winning it, bringing it back home, because they beat Mexico and that was their hardest game, and those are games that champions win, like I said before. But yeah, no, it was not a fun watch. Argentina versus Switzerland. I do not know anything about this game. I checked the score, and that's it. And I just checked who scored, and that's it. No Messi goals. I do know one of the players got sent off with a red card, but from what I heard, it was because he flopped. So I'm like, if that's the case, then yeah, he deserves to get sent off with the red card. Because what are you doing? Like, if it's that obvious, if it's that bad of a flop where you're getting a red card, yeah, you should not be playing. But like I said, I didn't watch the game, so I do not know what happened. But and quite frankly, I didn't have like time to really like watch any clips or anything. I just but yeah, Switzerland. Yeah, props to you for making it this far, but yeah, you were not going to beat Argentina. It was close though. It was 1-1 until for full time, and then they went to extra time, and then Argentina did what Argentina does, and then they win last second. So now it's England versus Argentina in the semifinal. But oh my god. So France versus Spain. That's gonna be a good game. But I don't know, Mbappe, Dembele, Olise, Barcola versus Yamal. Is it Pedri? Pedri. I think his first name is Mike. I'm not even gonna try to say his last name, but the guy who scores the goals. And then yeah. I think Spain versus France. I don't know. Honestly, I think Spain takes this in an upset. I think so. I'm not like 100% sure. I feel like France can also win, but my heart is telling me Spain can win. And you know, this is their first final since like what, 2010, 16 years. All these, I mean, besides England, all these have recent final like appearances. So it'll be Spain going into the final and France going into the playoff for third place. And on the other side of the bracket, the other semifinal, England versus Argentina. I think it's going to be Messi and his friends against Bellingham, Kane. I'm not even gonna mention Anthony Gordon, dude. I do not care for him. I've never heard of him until this tournament, and I do not like him. I don't like the way he plays. I don't like the way he just carries himself. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I know he's probably like a good player, but I do not care. I know he got picked up by Barcelona recently, but nah, I actually do not like him at all. But Bellingham is playing his butt off. He got to be like the MVP or something if they make it to the finals, which I think they will. I think they beat Argentina in the semifinals. This is where I think Argentina road ends, and they go to the playoff for third place. Because I think, like, Argentina's a good team, and they've been incredible up to this point. But you got to look at it like this: they're not playing super well. Like, they have had to get here. They've had the easiest road to get here. Like, Spain had to play Austria. All right, easy. Portugal, the narrative hard, but Portugal was not playing up to their expectations, and they played Belgium, which was arguably a better second half tournament team than most. So they've been playing pretty good as of late. So they beat that. France, they beat Sweden. Okay, I mean not too hard of a matchup. I mean they beat them 3-0. Paraguay, they should have won by more, but they won 1-0. Morocco, that was a really good matchup, really good. So that's the difficult one. And I say England has had the toughest road to get here. They had to play Congo, which was sneakily a good team. They weren't bad or nothing. They were sneakily a good team. Mexico, I mean, everyone knows about that game. Historic, classic. Norway, I mean, I thought Norway was going to win, but Norway just beat themselves, I feel like. But yeah, Norway, really good team. They beat them. So defying all odds, England earned their way here. So I think, and Argentina they struggled against Cape Verde. Yeah, they had a really good tournament up to that point. They have not lost a single game, but you're Argentina. I feel like you should like not dog walk them to be like disrespectful, but like you should be able to beat that team pretty comfortably if you want to be a title contender. I know this is the same team that's tied with Spain, but they didn't start them all, and we're not gonna get into that. Argentina, Egypt. Egypt was probably like their toughest matchup yet, but even then, like Egypt was no like final team, no like semi-final team. They were never like no one expected them to ever make the semifinals this year. So, and Switzerland, I mean, they pulled them out upset. They pulled off an upset against Colombia. So, and honestly, yeah, they're good, but they don't have any world star players. So, they've had an easy cruise this whole time. But the way they've been playing it is just like they're winning it like by a hair. Yeah, the score was 3-1, but those 2 goals came in extra time, so they won it by a hair. Technically, it wasn't like a blowout, so to say. And France had like arguably the most difficult matchup with Morocco, and they beat them pretty convincingly. Because Morocco was the only team out of the last 8 that I could actually see making it to the finals. But that and maybe Norway if they actually played the cards right. But yeah, no, Morocco was good. But yeah, the one that consistently had the hardest matchup was England, and then I'd go probably Spain, and then France, and then Argentina. And so that's why I think Spain will be in the finals, and England will also be in the finals. And then actually, I'll do those predictions later. So it'll be France and Argentina versus in the playoff for 3rd place, and then Spain versus England in the final. Let's move on to the map. So yeah, this is the map of the World Cup with only 4 teams remaining, and it's crazy that it's the original 3 colonizers. Like, wait, I forgot to hold on. You're gonna see me fix an error real quick on the camera. I forgot to get rid of this. There we go. Alright, now we're good. So the original 3 colonizers, Spain, France, and England. So this would be like a hypothetical of like what if they succeeded in colonialism and took over their different parts in the world, and with Argentina just like being the one South American team to like also claim land, because I mean they have a lot of history of wanting to be European, so this will also kind of make sense. This will also kind of make sense. But yeah, us in the USA, we're now Spaniards. We're part of Spain now. And then England won the Norway matchup, so they claim a ton of land. And then Argentina claims a good chunk. I still think, honestly, out of every team left, no, actually, no. Maybe no. Yeah, I think France still has like the least land, even though they have Canada and Greenland. They still have, just by doing the eye test, I still think they have like the least land. I think the most obviously is probably England. Yeah, they have like a good amount. Well, I did forget another team. I forgot Switzerland over here. Let me do this real quick. So like it's so small, I thought I got it, but I guess I didn't. There you go. All right. Actually, no, I'm tired. I did this all today. When I came back from the plane, I felt pretty jet lagged. But yeah, yes, England number one, and then I think number two. It's close. It's close between Argentina and Spain. But I think I'm gonna have to give the slight edge to Argentina just because they have a really good chunk of like Africa. They have like maybe like a third, maybe a little bit more than that of Africa, most of South America, Australia, and all the like oceanic countries, some of the Middle East, Ukraine, Italy, and some of the Balkans. What's it called? Well, Spain has America, well, like United States of America, Alaska. Well, if you're gonna have United States of America, you're gonna have Alaska, and just one country in the South America, and a pretty good chunk in Africa, most of the Middle East, and a pretty good chunk of Europe as well. And then while England they have land in all continents. They got Asia, most of Asia, except for like a couple countries. Most of Asia. Europe, they're not really dominating in Europe. I feel like the team that's dominating in Europe is France. Yeah, definitely France. They have claims in Central America and in just Mexico. They have Brazil and they have Ecuador. They have probably like the least amount of teams in Africa and in Madagascar. And then just one or two Middle Eastern countries. But just the fact that they have China, Brazil, and Russia, and Kazakhstan, that's more than enough land to claim number one. And in Spain, I think I covered Spain. Yeah, France has Canada, Greenland, just hiding Dominican Republic, Paraguay, a pretty good chunk of Africa, mostly on the southern tip, and then the Western Sahara side of it, and then most of Europe, really just France, Belgium, Denmark, Germany, Poland, Czechia, and all the like those little small countries just north of Poland, and then Sweden and Finland, and then Mongolia, and that's about it really. But yeah, so like a quick prediction of what the map will look like after tomorrow's and Wednesday's matchups can possibly be, it'll either be France. So either way, the United States will be joined with Canada, so those borders will be crossed, and so that'll either be under France's territory or under Spain's territory, and then South America, regardless, is going to either England or Argentina, with just like leaving Spain and either whether Spain or France just like surrounded by the other squad. And then Africa, Spain and France only touched twice with Senegal, and then with the South Africa territory right there. I know there's other two countries there, but I forgot the names. But the most notable one I think of is South Africa. So they're joining right there, and then Argentina with the DR Republic of Congo, and then Madagascar, and then Spain and France battling for Iraq and the Middle East, and then Mongolia won't be given up until the finals. France can take up literally almost all of Europe if they win. They'll take up all of Spain and Portugal and then Belgium, and that'll literally just the only piece of land they'll be missing is Switzerland, Italy, and then I think that's not Austria. I forgot that country and its name. But yeah, no, this is the map. Only 4 teams remain. It'll only be 2 next time I see you guys. But yeah, no, it's been fun. This is the latter half. So this is the latter part of the tournament. There's only 4 countries left. Then there will be 2, and then at the end you'll see 1 flag just across the whole country, so across the whole world. So we'll see which of these 4 teams that will be. Work wise, I hope it's England, because there's them and France are the easiest maps to do. Out of all these 4 teams, I think I spent the most time on Spain's flag, just because of the land that they got from last time, because Belgium had a good amount, so they took all their land, and just the logo itself. I didn't draw the logo, I photoshopped it in for the big areas at least. France took me a while too. England to me quick. You know, they had the most land. They're pretty easy. And then Argentina they didn't have much to claim, so they were pretty easy too. But yeah, in terms of what I'll be doing next, it'll probably be just more stuff that I do for motion graphics. I'm gonna be working on my demo real soon, so kind of want to like cover that in some videos. So I'll probably start recording this week, and then I'll just start editing and all that stuff, and just really break down my process of each project I've done. But yeah, this is the last type of video you'll see from me in terms of this style of videos. So it was fun. I mean, I hope you guys didn't come here and subscribe for that, because I'm only really gonna do this 4 times a year, unless you guys really want like MLB playoffs, NBA playoffs, NFL playoffs, and NHL playoffs. But I don't watch hockey. I'll do it for you guys. But yeah, this is it really. I'll see you guys on Thursday for when it's, because the games are on Tuesday and Wednesday, and so I'll see you guys on Thursday or Friday. So have a good day, and I'll see you guys later.